I before this live stream started, I was trying to fix my hair, and I read what I wrote again, and it just started making me laugh right before I got up to like brush my hair for this video, because I'm realizing I need to take my own advice. So I wanted to talk a little bit about people in my life who have told me that I care too much about what other people think. And I want to talk about how they were, without a doubt, absolutely right. For my entire 20s, I cared way too much. As some people would say, I gave too many shits about what other people thought. Cared way too much, to the point where it was just ruinous empathy. Completely ruinous empathy. And I ruined my life. And it's interesting, I didn't blame anyone else. I just blamed myself more and more. I believed I was more and more broken. Something I learned like very young, to believe that I was broken. Which I think is very common for the millennial generation. We were taught very young that we were broken, and it was very matter of fact, and it wasn't like an insult. It was a fact, and that kind of fucks people up. Anyways, over the past few years, I have started to learn the self-help side of psychology. Specifically focusing on emotional intelligence the past few years, making a lot of headway over the past year. And I've started to realize that there are people who still say I care too much about what other people think. And I find it really interesting, because now that I know that I've resolved, the ruinous empathy, I still have these people that tell me I cared too much about what other people think. And that's quite fascinating to me, because I'm starting to look at this objectively now, and I'm realizing that these are people that are my friends, loved ones, even family, some of them even immediate family. And I'm realizing that they're no longer talking about my problems. I've changed so much. They don't know who I am, and they don't know what I want anymore. They don't know what I need anymore. And I'm realizing they're in a habit. They're in a routine. Because there are new people in my life who realize, I can take care of all my own needs. I don't need anything. So when I talk about things, or even discuss things out loud, really just sorting through my thoughts, they don't even feel the need to give me advice, because, I guess they understand me better than people who have known me, some of these people, my entire life. And it's really interesting for me to hear them say now that, like, you care too much about what other people think. And I'm starting to realize that while these people were not wrong for my entire 20s, and even before then, they're now not right. And I'm realizing they are giving me advice, the same advice they give to other people who are naturally empathetic, which is interesting, because these are the people that are naturally, they're naturally compassionate. So, like, where I had ruinous empathy, they have, they have false sympathy. They're they're generous, but they're not charitable. And it's really interesting, because I can now see that they're struggling to care about the people that they want to say are their friends, their families, their loved ones, some of them even their spouses or their children. And that's a very sad and lonely place to be. And there was a while that, like, I was so overwhelmed with my ruinous empathy that I tried to, not give any craps about what people thought, what they felt, any of that stuff. But I can't separate feelings from thoughts the same way most people can. So I have to neutralize everything. Like everything, every single concept that you may label good or evil, I have to figure out a way to categorize that in a neutral way. Or else I get overwhelmed by the duality. And this is something that I can discuss concepts in a way that I'm passionate about, and I care about the concepts, but I'm no longer identifying with these ideas, with these feelings, with these beliefs of myself or other people. And I have to be very mindful that, like, if I talk about myself in this way around these people, I'm insightful. If I talk and I analyze what other people are saying or doing, I care too much about what other people think. And what's really interesting is if I do that around these people and it's not people they care about, I care too much about what other people think. If I do this about people that they struggle communicating with in their lives that I also know, I'm once again insightful. And I realize, like, they're telling me what they do and don't care about, but they're not able to tell other people what they do and don't care about. They're not able to tell other people how they care. And I think a lot of this has to go with this common belief that, we shouldn't talk about ourselves. And I think that's why we give so much power to experts, to doctors, to politicians, to rulers, to bosses. Like, we give an insane amount of power, like personal power that we should have for ourselves, that we should be protecting for ourselves, that we should be using to hold ourselves more accountable. But it's easier to, give that away, give that power away. And so I just wanted to put this out there to anybody that, can benefit from this. And I want to thank you for watching. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And I'm very, very grateful for your attention. Very, very grateful for your compassion and your empathy in hearing my flow of consciousness thoughts. So I'm going to wrap this up here. I got to go. We're showing the house here to sell. So I'll catch you in my next live stream.